guys, welcome back to Sir TV. I'm Lorato Akpata. As usual, I have another guest for you to inspire you, to give you information on how you can succeed in life. And another inspiring Botswana who is doing really well for herself. Today I have Wiona, Iona Omphile in the studio today. She's going to be sharing her entrepreneurial journey with us. Iona is actually the owner of the Wiona group, as well as the Yoni Steam Spa. We're going to talk about that today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you
I'm so
so
happy
much.
I got you in. I was like, oh, I need to interview her. But thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Emma.
And most welcome. I'm happy to be here.
We can't wait to hear your journey and your story. But first, let's talk about who you are. Who is Iona?
Where do I start?
We start off where you're from. Where were you born?
Okay, well, I am Iona, born and bred in Gabs. So all of my schooling I did here, except when I went to varsity, I did that in South Africa. But basically, Iona, I'm a wife, a mother of 3. I've got 3 beautiful little ones. Yeah. Well, not so little anymore.
big girls and big boys.
Big people, yeah. I don't know. But yeah. And what can I say? I've been on my own, as in doing my own thing for a little bit now.
Yeah.
I think almost, probably over 15 years or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mother, dad from here.
Yeah. From where exactly? Kaya is where?
Is that okay?
There's nothing like that.
I promise you.
Even the Johannesburgers will tell you there's nobody from Johannesburg.
But I promise you,
okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's it.
I'm from here. That's it.
All right. So, how did you start? Did you start working first before you became an entrepreneur? How did it start? Yeah.
Yes, I did. Although when I was in varsity, I think it was like the last 2 years, I had a small business which I ran with my mom. It was like a catering business. We started at the Baisaho cafeteria. This was a while back when they were still Commerce Park. Yeah. So I had that going. Once I completed, I went into the corporate world. I was with Stambik Investments. Then it was Stambik Investments. That's where I think I was there for like a year and a half. It wasn't really a long time, but we had to relocate to South Africa because Habi was doing his studies. So I was meant to go and work there, but it didn't work out. Yeah. So me being me, I was like super frustrated. And I was just like, okay, I can't just, not do anything with my time.
Yeah.
And that's when I started thinking, okay, can I maybe start something of my own? So I actually enrolled for an image consulting training. Yeah. So I went through that, came back home, and I was just like, okay, I want an image consulting firm. I started, we were actually in Pakalani, but I was just like, okay, money's not coming in at the rate I wanted to.
There was no business coming in.
No, and I was realizing that, for that sort of thing, the market I need to allow some time for the market to be ready for that sort of thing.
Service,
because corporates didn't really find the need for it then, yet. And, it was all about just pumping information and informing people. So I was just like, okay, something needs to come up really quickly. Yeah. So that's when I thought about my love for shoes. And I was just like,
do you love shoes?
I love shoes. I love shoes. Like, I've got so many pairs of shoes and I find it very difficult to let go of shoes. Clothes, it's a different story. Consistently every quarter or so, I'll just like do a wardrobe, audit and just check out everything that I don't really need.
Yeah.
So, but with shoes, it's a whole different story.
It's a whole different. So that's how you got into the shoe business.
That's how I got into the shoe business.
And then how did it? Now, what did you study first? Where did you study at varsity?
Well, I studied at Monash in South Africa, in Joburg, and I did a double major in marketing and management. That is my love. That's where my love for business stems from. My love for products, services, interacting with people, you know. When I was with Stambik Investments, actually, I interfaced with a lot of clients. So that's where my love for client service stemmed from. You know, I'm one person who really gets energized from just interacting and having good conversations. So that was also very important for me because I started seeing that people have got money.
Yeah, that's how you realize there's money to spend.
I was just like, people have got money, you know, people, someone can just have, I don't know, then it was like a lot of money, to be honest. You know, when I was thinking of a client having 300,000 just sitting in an investment account, you know, like, and when they need like a 50K or something, they just come and withdraw the money, you know?
And put it back later.
And they're putting it back, 100,000 now, you know what I mean? So, and obviously there were corporates that were also investing, but I was really keen on the personal investment side because I was just like, oh my gosh, it means that people have actually made it such that they can have this sort of money just sitting, you know? So that kind of like opened
your mind to the clientele you could have.
The clientele I could have and possibly what I could build for myself.
That's true, isn't it? So I want to know now, what is the driving force with your business? Like what drives you?
That has changed over time. I think for a time it was my kids. I was just like, you know what? I really would love to afford them
this life.
You know, certain things, you know, annual holiday in a nice location, decent house, you know, probably get myself a nice little car, you know. So at the beginning it was like that. But in the last, I think 2 or so years, I've just really had a change in my mind and say, but where is Iona in all of this? You know? So
it evolves.
I've really had like some sort of an awakening and said, you know what, I just need to, they're going to have that time to live. They're going to have that time to make the choices they want, you know? But now I need to really be like, what do I want? You know,
so that you can also teach them how
to take care of themselves. Something that I struggled with for a long time. Even taking a break in my work was like a thing for me. You know, I felt bad. I couldn't, there was no downtime. I felt bad.
I think we can relate. Many of us can, especially as an entrepreneur, because sometimes you feel like just because you're taking a break, people are waking out there. When you're sitting down, how are you gonna make money? So basically, that's what it is. So we're gonna just take a break on this one, and we'll be right back. Okay, so welcome back. We're actually having a really refreshing conversation with Iona. We have her in studio today, and we're going to continue with our conversation. Yes, Iona, we were actually talking about feeling bad when you're, especially as an entrepreneur. You said that was actually a big thing for you. So how did it now start switching to me? How did that process happen? So that, you know, we can encourage the entrepreneur out there, well, it's okay to take a break.
To take a break.
It's okay,
I've just been doing a lot of cleaning up internally, to be honest. So there's not really one particular thing where I can say it happened. But the focus has been more and more on how do I take better care of myself, understanding well that if I'm well taken care of, I'm gonna be a better mother. If I'm taken care of, I'm going to make better business decisions. You know. So I've got things that I do that I don't compromise on. I work out routinely. I try and eat clean, obviously. You know.
Hello.
You know.
There's a treat.
Life happens. It's okay.
Life
you know.
Happens. Especially when you're traveling, you know.
You know.
And on a Friday.
Having a few friends over, you know. So it's just been that I read a lot. I read a lot, and reading gives me clarity, you know. So I found that sometimes taking care of myself improves my thought patterns, you know, and I don't operate from a point of fear, which is, for a long time, it was a thing. You know, a lot of my decisions would be based on, what if I'm missing out on this big opportunity? What if this and that? But now I'm learning to really rest in the process and know that, you know what, what's meant for me will come. You know, and it doesn't have to come with striving.
It just comes naturally, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is your experience with that when you started resting?
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things are really aligning now. A lot of things
when God takes over.
A lot of things are aligning now, and I do it with very minimal
effort.
You know, it's really coming.
This is exactly how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Basically. It's a rending, is it?
How have I been doing it all along? Yeah. It really feels like it's been a sprint for a while, you know? So yeah, that's
just it. Yeah. How did you build a successful customer base? Now, I think we're going to take it back a bit. And okay, you started the business. And then how did you start building?
Okay. I need to mention that from the consulting firm not picking up fast enough, I decided that, you know what, shoes, you know? And I had my time in Monash, there was a store in South Africa that I just used to go by at the weekends, and you know, the shoes were super expensive. I didn't afford them. I was a student. But I told myself that, you know what, this wouldn't be a bad thing to have something similar back home. And that's exactly what I did, you know. A friend of mine, I remember, you know, she believed in my dream, I guess. And she's one of those people that are like savers.
Yeah. You always have that.
Yeah.
Everybody has that friend.
So I'd saved a little bit of money for the flights and accommodation. And I was just like, I'm just going to go and I'm just going to look for suppliers, because that's a critical success factor. If you get into retail, you want partnerships that are solid. That's what I did. She gave me like, I think it was 20,000. You know, just go, just scout. And if you can bring a few samples, you know, this is what the 20K is for. Indeed, I went to Brazil. So anyone who knows Brazil knows they are well known for drugs. Now, I'm a female, I'm young. Even today, I don't travel without a business card, because a lot of people, you know, will look at me and think, she's too young. What is she talking about? Having a business and you know? And back then, social media wasn't a big thing.
So they couldn't easily
So they
check
couldn't
you
even
out.
say, is this business legit? Are they consistent? And but anyway, that happened. I came back. I got like a few of the contacts that I needed, a little bit of stock, you know? And yeah, it's just been, you know, changes after changes. I started from the boot.
I started from the boot?
Yeah, I actually would set up in my mom's, because back then we're staying in my mom's back room, actually, back house. So I would set up for lunches in her sitting room, and I'd just say, please, just for today, I'm having people coming over to come and shop and things. So she was so nice, and
she was so nice about it.
Should be there interacting with the clients and stuff, you know, while they shop. Yeah. So that's when we started, and that was in 2013. In 2011. In 2013, we moved to Craft Market. We've been there since. Yeah. 2015, we duplicated the model and introduced Mikhail's, which is the gents' shoes. Yeah. And then last year, we opened Diba Footwear, which offers quality products, but they're more affordable.
They're more affordable, range.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's that.
Covering
with
all the market segments, basically.
Absolutely.
Why not?
And there's so many opportunities in Botswana. You know, there's so many opportunities. It's just that, you know, sometimes we sleep on the opportunities. And I really believe in starting small. Like I'm saying, I started with 20,000. You know, I was able to pay it back. You know, the next time I got a loan, it was from Cedar. And I've just grown in, you know, steadily. And I knew that I'm not in it for like a sprint. I wanted it to be like to grow steadily, because when you grow steadily, you actually allow yourself to make mistakes, but those mistakes you can come back from quite easily.
Because you're still growing.
Because
instead of starting big.
If you start big, if something goes wrong, your comeback is a lot more slimmer.
Absolutely. So tell me about the funding. I wanted to get to the funding. How did you get to the funding, you needing the funding, and how did you decide on getting the funding? And when did you get the funding? At what point in your business did you feel like, okay, I need to get funding to grow the business? Or did you get the funding initially, or after the 20,000 you're like, okay, I'm gonna get funding and grow the business? When did Cedar come in?
Yeah, so it took quite a bit. I think it was 2 years from the 20,000 and my first trip to getting funding from Cedar. It took me about 2 years.
Yeah.
So in that time, it was just about studying the market, studying the products, and actually getting partners that were reliable.
Yeah.
You know, because that's
this
important.
Is suppliers.
Yes. Yeah. So building those relationships takes time. Studying the local market takes time. Getting feedback from clients, you know, in terms of the product,
what
the
quality.
They want. Is this what they want?
Yeah.
Is this what they're willing to pay for it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all of that. So I took time to study the market. So it took me 2 years before I actually went and knocked on Cedar. And I also had the 2 years allowed me to build some track record, you know.
40 days, well, to be able to trust.
Say that, this person is really serious about what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they know what they're talking about, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it helps. So basically the idea here is make sure that you already know how you're going to pay back Cedar.
Absolutely.
And it's normally easier when you've already run the business, you already understand your business model, you understand your customer, you understand, you know, exactly how they're going to buy, and so that you just don't get the loan from the beginning and then you don't even know how you're going to pay back.
I actually think that's a recipe for disaster.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So basically then, you know, I know Visitor McCoy has said that you build your business plan when you're already running the business, not at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Because now you know.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is exactly how it works.
This is what works.
Yeah.
So it's not, you can get your research obviously from the beginning and say, how is everyone else doing it?
Yeah.
But someone else's script is not going to be your script.
Yeah. No,
you
absolutely.
Know? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So how do you market your business?
Social media. But a lot of our clients give us referrals. So
word of mouth.
So it actually has worked for us. You know, social media obviously is very cheap. You know, it's affordable, and when you use it well, it really works. You know, but I think more than anything, our biggest strategy is not only on acquiring new clients, we retain our clients.
Yeah.
That's where we want to really...
That's where the service part comes in, isn't the customer service part. Yeah. Let's talk about customer service. Okay, and the importance of giving great customer service for that retention of customers so that they keep coming back. Word of mouth, very powerful actually. Marketing strategy, word of mouth.
Absolutely.
And it comes from you giving the... Let's talk about this because it's a big thing in Botswana. And I feel like we really need to... Botswana need to understand the importance of customer service. Let's talk about that and how it has helped grow your business.
You know, just speaking to that.
Yeah.
Remember, I had the marketing background as my first degree. But also I had enrolled on this image consulting, which talks about a person being a brand.
Yeah, bring a brand. Yeah.
Right? And it talks about brand touch points, you know? It was important for me to really get the culture right from the get-go.
Yeah.
And the team that I had then, one is still with me. They really bought into the vision and they ran with it.
Yeah.
You know? It's important that wherever the client interfaces with your brand, the experience is a positive
Customer
one.
experience. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we always say that, and our clients don't really come and just buy the shoe. The shoe is they'll remind me.
End.
It's the end, to be honest. Our clients come into the store and they'll have a good laugh for just the morning. They'll just sit down and we'll just have a good chat about this and that. And,
customer experience.
It's that sort of thing. But also the little things, you get into a shop in Botswana. Sometimes when the space is not even that big.
Yeah.
But whoever is there manning the store doesn't even acknowledge you.
Yeah.
Those are the little things that we are very...
we need to pay attention to.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Those are the things that really make a difference. When someone walks in, hello, ma'am, how are you? Let me know if you need anything.
I'm right here.
I'm right here. You're near enough, but you allow them space.
Space as well. Don't be...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then there's those ones that follow you when
and
they're
you feel like
and you're feeling like, okay, am I... you know what I mean?
You're not trusting me. Yeah.
So personal space. That's something that as Botswana, we're not really conversant with, because even when we queue in the bank or whatever, before COVID, we were just right there,
We're still reminding people to please give me space.
So those are the little things, So even if it's not like a character thing, when you say to your employee, this is what is expected.
Yeah.
And you watch for the tone, you watch for the body language, you watch for this. Eventually they get it. And it works like magic.
So you have to keep training, you have to keep pushing. We're going to come
culture.
back. Yeah, we're going to come back to this concept. Culture, the organizational culture. Absolutely. We're going to talk about this deeper actually. Guys, we'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. We're having such a refreshing conversation with Iona. Just to remind you that we have Iona Omphile in the studio today and sharing her entrepreneurial journey with us. Yeah, I hope you're getting inspired as I am right now. We were talking about the culture, building the culture of the organization, particularly on the customer service aspect.
Absolutely.
So because my concern has always been, okay, do we train? How long do we train for? And ensuring that the person actually understands. You can leave them with the with your business and understand that they will still have and make the customer have the same experience that you have initially thinking. So what happens? Do you keep training? Do you keep refreshing?
It's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing thing, and I think it's important that your team knows that you wouldn't do any different. When you're in the space, when you're in the store, you're not going to give someone else less than you ask from them, And I always say in picking my team, I don't want employees. I really want team members. I want that in my absence, you take it that this is your investment.
Business. How do you do that?
It's a lot of conversations
and training.
It's a lot of conversations. It's a lot of training. When the client comes in, they actually see me. Would you like to fit? Can I do this for you? Help you buckle up, this, that. When they see you do that, they know that you're not demanding from them something that is different.
It's consistent.
It's consistent.
Consistency.
It's what the brand is about, and you need to be intentional about it. So every opportunity you get, just talk to them about it. Let them see you do it, so that they know exactly what you want.
Well, what mistakes do you think we make as entrepreneurs, particularly in Botswana?
I think we think that it's a sprint. It's not. I was actually at the store, and just yesterday, and Oli, my manager, was just reminding me that, do you remember that you went without a salary for 4 years?
For 4 years?
4 years.
Yeah. She even reminded you.
Yeah.
I wonder why she was reminding you.
Well, we talk about it, and I made a promise, as I always do to them, that any opportunity that the business expands, you're going to be the first people to benefit from
the
that
expansion. Absolutely. If it means if you're opening a store in Johannesburg, you are going to head that. If anything, you're going to run with that.
Opportunities within the business, I look internally first.
Absolutely.
If there's scope to increase have increments, I will do that because I realize the value that they bring, and that if it's not for them, I absolutely have got nothing. You know? So you need to really play the long game. It's not going to happen tomorrow. You're going to get used to rejection. Is that okay? Get used to rejection. Get used to abandonment.
Loneliness of entrepreneurship.
It's a very lonely path because no one will feel or have the vision in its entirety the way you would. You can only articulate it, so much. But be in it for the long haul. No quick.
You give it 10 years. Give it 10 years for it to start actually doing really well.
Makes sense. For it to actually start making sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do have an entrepreneur that I'm following in the US, and her name is Ronnie Brown. And she's black. Like she's so raw in terms of telling Black people, guys, we have to work.
Yeah.
And give it 10 years. She keeps saying, give it 10 years.
Yeah.
Minimum, basically, and then you'll start seeing and making sense. Like you're saying, when it starts actually making sense. Is it hard to do business in Botswana? What do you think?
Botswana is a very peculiar market.
Very special market.
The dynamics are very different. Like our population is small, relative to maybe South Africa, Zimbabwe, even Zambia. Not only that, the majority of Botswana, I think 80% they said, and less than 10,000.
Yeah, so it's middle income. Is it middle income or low income?
I don't even know if we can still say it's middle income.
Yeah, 10,000 is quite a lot. It's quite a very high number. People of earning.
Yeah.
That's very little.
Not a lot,
Looking at the inflation rate.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that makes the market very peculiar.
Yeah.
Not only that, you need to understand culture locally. Generally, we're not a people that really support each other. I'll say support each other because everybody knows everybody. You know what I mean? So if maybe I've rubbed you the wrong way somewhere, it's coming back. You know what I mean?
We are all not
you
buying.
Know what I mean?
My friend is not, we are not buying from there. That's the problem, yeah.
But you know what? Having said that also, my experience has been totally different.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the little things. As a person, when you really are aligned with who you are at your core, you know that it's okay. You don't need to be mean to, you'll just be a good person.
Yeah.
That comes to you in so many ways, So my experience has been totally, I've been supported. I was just like, I was told, oh, no, women don't support each other. But
they do.
Women do support each other, and I've extended the same grace to my clients. When I need cakes, when I need this, that, I'll ask who
from another woman.
From another woman who offers the service, So that culture is really, really going away, and Botswana owned businesses are really thriving now because of Botswana.
So we're getting there. I mean, I think it also just starts from the top. If our government can do it, then we then start shrinking into Botswana also understanding, Botswana first.
Yeah.
And I think what we also need to understand as Botswana is when you buy Botswana, it means your niece is employed.
Absolutely.
It means your younger sister is employed.
Absolutely.
It means, so this is why it's important to always buy Botswana. And money is staying in the country versus it leaving the country. So we're going to get into a little bit of your schedule. How does your day look like? Well, how do you start your day? Tell us about your day.
So in the morning, when I wake up, I usually just state 5 things I'm grateful for.
Manifestation, is that it? Or gratefulness,
gratitude. Yeah, because I struggled with sleep the night before. This morning I was just like, man, thank you, God. I had a restful, peaceful night's sleep. These are things that we take for granted. I always say a roof over my head. This is a blessing that many people are without. Absolutely. I enjoy warmth in the night. Do you know that how it would be different for you every night if you didn't have your warm blankets, you know? So these are little things that we take for granted, you know, but they set the mood for the day, because you go through your day asking yourself, what more am I missing that I should really be calling out and saying I'm grateful for, you know? So I get up, I do that. If the kids are in school, by the time they leave, I go to gym. Yeah. So after gym, when I freshen up, I'm listening to a podcast. It's usually anything on mental health or anything business related or anything spiritual.
Who's your favorite podcaster? I mean, except me.
You're good. Like, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm just teasing,
because the work that you're doing, I've been really thinking about something like that anyway. I'm currently listening to Jerry Flowers. It's an intersection between God and mental wellness, you know? So I feel like there's a gap, and we don't really talk about God and your emotional well-being, you know? So...
And it's important because he's an important factor.
Absolutely.
So then you're grateful, your gratitude, and then?
Gym, a podcast or something like that. I'll have breakfast, and then quick check. This is before I leave the house, on email, what needs to be done. Yada, yada, yada. And then I'll do the rounds at the stores.
Okay. Tell me, if you didn't have this morning routine, have you ever had a day where you didn't follow the morning routine? And how did it go?
It's always a mess. I never can say I did what I was supposed to do
because you didn't.
So it's quite important
to have a morning routine.
In fact, I'm just always asking myself, how do I improve it? How do I improve it? You know, but we are creatures of habit, and so if we fall out of that habit or routine, everything just goes out the window.
So that's very important to follow
everything. Important.
And it actually contributes to your success in life,
Absolutely.
which contributes to your daily life, everything else. What motivates you?
My biggest motivator, it used to be my mom. It used to be my mom because she would do her 8 to 5 and then had an bang from 6 to 10, 9. You know, she used to have make clothing and things like that. Yeah. So she's been the hardest worker, and
she's also entrepreneurial.
When I copied everything, even the bad things, like no rest.
So we our kids copy what they don't do what we say. They do what we do. So we need to be.
And that's why I told myself I need to do different. You know, so they see me resting, and they know it's okay. And I try and free my time. If I'm not emotionally well, I don't.
You check out.
I don't. I will just spend the day at home and really remember the things that I like. So snuggle with a book, binge on the telly. I don't do that. You know. So it's like once in a while when I'll do that, and it's amazing. It's an amazing space to be in, just knowing that it doesn't. Nothing stops because you're home resting. In fact, a lot of things align because you're taking care of yourself.
Absolutely. And you're resting. You're surrendering.
It's such a beautiful thing.
Oh God, today I'm resting. And it's also good for the children to see that it's okay to rest. It's okay to sit and just do nothing. How do you define success? What's your definition of success?
Success is being in alignment with God. It's agreeing that God made a good thing when He made you. And it's such a beautiful journey, just coming home back to you, because I think a lot of us live our lives running away from ourselves. You know, so when you eventually just really sit in the idea that God created a good thing when He created you. That includes your mind. That includes all of those ideas that you have that you've been sitting on. And understanding that fear doesn't come from God.
You
know,
not, it's not a good thing.
You know, when you find that place of rest, you are successful, because your relationships are going to change.
Yeah.
Your business endeavors are going to change.
Yeah.
You're going to really appreciate yourself all the more.
Yeah.
And that spills over to everyone who's around you. Yeah. It's such a beautiful place to be.
To be surrendering to God and to just being still.
Yeah. To me, that is success. You know, I used to feel like success is a lot of money, affording this and that and that. But I also know that a lot of people who have these things that we all want are not happy.
Yeah.
You know?
And that can't be success. When you're unhappy with the nice cars and the nice house and the so it's not about that. No. Everything will come. Just center yourself.
And it really does come.
Yeah, it does. And it really does come.
Really
so
does
how do you
come.
believe in involving God in your business processes?
I do.
Do you ask him, God, what do I do next? How do you involve him?
Everything. You know, I pray for the ideas that I have. Not only that, how do I
roll it out?
Yeah, how do I roll it out? It's an idea now, but how do I activate it? How do I make it come alive? In fact, just a short story, we had a consignment that was coming. We actually launched it 2 weeks ago. Yeah, at the Wiona, the store.
Beautiful shoes, by the way.
Thank you. So I would usually, because of the COVID, freight costs have gone significantly high. And when I've got time and the space, I would actually just ship by sea, right? So I paid for the consignment, I think it was end of February.
Yeah.
That would usually give me the month of shipping, month to 6 weeks.
Yes.
But there were delays after delays. It only left in March, mid-March. And I knew that sea freight is not an option. Okay, we're running late and my stock levels are extremely low.
Yeah.
So delays. And I'm just like, God, I don't know what's happening. We had actually teed the launch date for the 22nd of March. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So we don't have an option but to fly them in. Obviously, the cost is significantly higher. Anyway, I'm just like, it's fine. You know what you're doing. I don't.
Yeah.
And then
you're telling God this, right?
This is my conversations with God. We have them flown over. Get to South Africa, delays. What's going on? Anyway, they come in. And then we finally had the launch. It was the first time we were launching on the 5th. I think it was the 5th of this month.
Yeah.
We usually have the launches 22nd.
March.
Yeah.
For winter. This is for winter launch.
Autumn.
Autumn, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, 2 days back, I'm sitting and I'm just like, you're so good to me. I don't know what, like the launches just keep on getting better. We far exceed like our...
previous ones.
You know what I mean? It really does just become better.
Yeah. So he
Guess
knew.
What God reminded me?
Yeah.
The floods in KZN right now.
Yeah.
Do you know that the consignment would have been stuck there, even to this day?
This was it.
You know?
That's so he kept blocking it.
He kept blocking it. I was frustrated. Wow. I was just like, what's going on? But I was just like, you know what? I can't control it. And therefore, I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah.
To this day, they would be stuck there because there's no movement.
In KZN right now. Yeah.
And I was just like, it's just amazing.
Wow.
Knowing that God takes care of your business.
And your business.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. This is so amazing. This is really, really amazing. We're gonna going towards the end of our interview. I'm hoping you're really enjoying this. I'm really, really enjoying this. I want you to tell us what your favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur is about yourself. What is your favorite part about it?
I feel like I'm a magician. I promise you.
Like I did this?
I honestly do. You know why? Because think about it. I don't know what wild thoughts, you may have, but your wildest thought, your wildest dream, it's a dream and just a thought and so far away at one point. But then give it time, just have a strategy. Yeah. Seeing that come
into play
to something that's tangible, something that everyone else values something that is meaningful, because people are feeding off families off of this little idea that you had. And just the fact that it keeps on really growing and growing and growing. I think I'm a magician.
So this is your favorite part about entrepreneurship, just being able to come with a concept and it becoming it's very amazing. I mean, I remember one time you said, I'm following you on social media, and you said, and I was like, this is very profound. You said, the thing is with God, people are really not putting it all. You're not doing everything that you need. We're really letting God down. We're not working hard enough. You know, he's like waiting for us, guys. And I was like, this is profound. Thank you for sharing that. You know, it's very, very important to understand that hard work, God is a God of success and it's excellence as well. You know, this has actually been a very interesting. I want you just to share with us one last thing. What is your current read right now? You told me earlier that you're a reader and the importance of being a reader as an entrepreneur. And what is your current read?
What am I gonna pick? I'm currently reading Cry Like a Man by Jason Wilson. Being a mother of 2 boys and actually raising a girl, you know, I want to heal my own emotional scars and traumas, so that they don't spill over onto them.
Generational, you're breaking the generational.
And therefore, I want them to really understand the emotions. I want them to be really self-aware. This has been the game changer in my own life. This has been my journey in the last 2 years. And I feel like if I'd known this, earlier on,
it would have been a game changer.
How much further would I have gone, you know?
So the sooner you do that,
so I really want our boys and our men to know that it's okay to cry. You know, it's okay to sit in those sad moments, the negative emotions,
and
feel them and let them go. You know, they're there for a reason. They're good indicators. They're not good leaders. You know, so I'm actually just sobering in that sort of thing.
Through therapy as well? Do you also
through therapy?
So it's actually very important to also include therapy for self-awareness, for entrepreneurial, include God. I like the part that you mentioned that God is a huge factor in your mental wellness. Include him in your mental wellness
Absolutely.
as well. Absolutely. Oh, this has been a really good one. Thank you so much for coming. I would like you to tell us, where is Wiona? Where is Mikhail's? Where is Diva Footwear? Where are they? Can you, so that people, there's the shoes. You have to know where they are. So we need to plug people here. Can you just tell us where we can find your shoes, and both male and female, and the affordable ones?
We are Diva Footwear was at Airport Junction. We just moved, and all the 3 are at Craft Market. That's where you can find us.
So the whole family is there.
So the whole family is there.
All right.
That's where we are. Yoni Steaming Spa. Yoni Steaming Spa is actually by Extension 5. Extension 5 is Dr. Dickinson.
Oh, yes, I see it.
Plot 240, that's where we are. We've got a nice spot there. Plot 240 in Extension 5. That's where we are.
Clinic.
That area. That's where we are.
All right. Yes, that's where you get your plug for Iona. We had Iona today. Thank you so much for coming, Iona. We are so blessed to have you today in the studio, and we learned a lot. I hope you're inspired as much as I am today, and hearing Iona's journey and how you can actually be a success at this. Include God. I picked that. Consistency, morning routine, exercise, and take care of yourself. Okay. All right then. Bye guys. Thank you.